helping me out on that too. Perfect. So thanks so much for joining, and really excited to talk about some local programs to help you go all electric at home and on the road with your local community choice energy provider. So first off, there's a couple of people in this room, virtual room, from different CCEs or community choice energy providers. And so we can introduce ourselves. I'll start off. I'm Colleen McCamey with Silicon Valley Clean Energy, and I'll pass it over to Vanessa at Peninsula.
Hi, my name is Vanessa Shin, and I'm with Peninsula Clean Energy. I'll hand it over to Sarai.
Hi everyone, my name is Sarai Rojas, and I'm with San Jose Clean Energy, and I will pass it to Jacob.
Hey everyone, Jacob Teisinger with Franklin Energy, but I manage the Home Energy Savings Program for MCE. I am not sure who I should pass it to next. Can somebody
pass it to me if you want?
Okay,
to.
I'll pass it to Lois.
Thanks. Hello, I'm Lois Smith. I am at MCE. Just because the name doesn't entirely say where we serve. We started in Marin, but we're now serving the majority of Contra Costa County, a lot of Solano County, all of Napa County. We're in a lot of different places. So we'll talk more about that later. Let's see, who else? Who is next? I see Becky on here. Becky, do you want to do yours?
Myself. Hey folks, my name is Becky Menton. I'm with East Bay Community Energy. We're the CCA serving Alameda County and the city of Tracy. And I'll be sticking around ready to answer any questions that come up. Thank you.
Great. Thanks. And then feel free during the presentation as well to put any things in the chat, or we'll have a lot of time at the end as well for questions and more commentary from other folks at the other CC. Okay, and so getting started talking about community choice energy and in California. And so community choice energy agencies were authorized by California Assembly Bill 117. And this really allows for communities, cities, towns, counties, regions to come together and form an agency that provides electricity for the region. And so MCE was the first CCE that started in California. And you could see here that there's 24 agencies serving 11 million Californians. And this number is continuing to grow, which I think is very exciting. But we're going to zoom in to the Bay Area specifically. And so these are the Bay Area CCEs. Some of us on the call, and you could see where you live or where you may have a business and see which CCE is serving you with energy and local programs that can really help you electrify and fight climate change locally. And so you can see we have the different regions in the map color-coded based on the community choice energy agency that serves that area. And do want to note that Alameda County and the city of Tracy should be in orange here for EVCE. Okay, and so then how does it work? There's always been these two sides of your electricity utility. There's been the source and the delivery. Historically, before CCEs came to a community, PG&E would do both. And then once a community came together and form a CCE, they are the ones who source the electricity. So we provide clean electricity by buying and building energy, resources, and supplies. And then PG&E delivers that electricity to the customer on their existing infrastructure. And they're also the ones that you would call to repair new lines with a lot of the customer service billing and outage information. But the customer benefits from cleaner electricity at local control, and that local control comes from we are CCEs are public agencies and are governed by local elected officials. That is a local control. And So that's kind of the bread and butter of community choice energy agencies. And one of my most favorite parts about it as well are some of the programs and offers and services that they provide and that we provide. And so we can focus on some of them available here for residents. And first up, we have some different clean energy options. The slides moving forward are going to be structured like this. It's a lot of information at once, so I'm just going to talk about high level the topic of the offered service, and you could locate the resources for your community choice energy agency. And so there's an option to upgrade to 100% renewable energy with your community choice energy provider. And you can see here the link to go to find out the cost and the energy that it will be to your home or business through that CCA's optional upgrade. And since you're getting clean electricity from your community choice energy provider, we could talk about some clean transportation and how to fully utilize that clean energy. So first up, we have programs to help you drive electric. So electric vehicle programs or EV programs. And so swapping a gas-powered vehicle for an electric vehicle powered by clean electricity is one of the single biggest actions you can do to help protect the planet and fight climate change. And so you can really kick fossil fuels out of your commute, travels, or just driving around town and look at some of these really awesome rebates, incentives, and resources to help you either get an electric vehicle, install electric vehicle charging at home, or really just get a better understanding of if an EV or what type of EV is right for you and fits your life. And there's also programs for electric bikes. And so this is a great way to replace a trip with a natural gas car or gas-powered car with a cleaner option. So there's some programs that may have happened in the past, and be on the lookout for some that may be launching shortly. And now we're gonna transition from the road to the home and talk about how you can switch methane gas-powered appliances like water, heaters, stoves, and furnaces to all electric technologies to help you fight climate change, save money, add comfort, and improve indoor air quality. And I do see we have about a minute left, so I'll be going through this a little bit quicker. And I think the folks on here can hang on if they have any questions at the end as well. And so the first one is the heat pump water heater rebates. I know Jeffrey touched on heat pump water heaters in their previous presentation. And so this is a great way to reduce your home's fossil fuel emissions, as a water heater can be almost up to half of an emissions, and your community choice energy provider can provide incentives and rebates to help you do that. And so by locating here your community choice energy provider and seeing what you can have access to as a program. And there's some additional home electrification programs available, whether that be in incentives, rebates, additional resources on how to learn about switching to all electric. You can see here one of the items is induction cooktops, which also was touched upon by Jeffrey. And I do have a little show and tell because I wanted to test it out myself. This is a portable induction cooktop here, and I have used them to cook, and they are quicker and just provide a better cooking experience, and are emissions free and do not produce that unhealthy emissions such as carbon monoxide and formaldehyde that would be in your indoor setting. And so there's different programs to learn more about that and even get rebates, as well as checking out some other all-electric homes and awards that were applied to them. And last but not least, we can touch on the energy resiliency and how we can increase that at homes and how your CCE is helping with that. And so there's different programs to help customers get solar and battery storage systems at home. And so these systems can help keep the lights on and electricity flowing to selected home appliances in the case of a power outage. And you can see that there are different incentives and resources and assistance programs to help customers get a solar and battery storage system to their home, whether that just be adding a battery to existing solar, adding a battery without solar, or adding solar and battery storage. There's different options there. And with that, I know that was a lot of information all at once, but you can always check out the website of your local community choice energy provider, and wanted to leave it open for this time for any additional questions. And I know that this presentation will be going on another loop shortly for different people if they are transitioning to other presentations as well.
I wonder, Colleen and others on the call, if maybe because of how long it took to get people assigned, if maybe Jeffrey changed his mind and we're only doing one breakout room, but I don't know that. That would just be my instinct.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, we can open it to questions to the participants who are here. And you can let us know in the chat which CCA serves you.
Or if you're not sure, you can just let us know where you live and we'll be able to help you there.
Should we just talk if we have questions?
Yeah.
I'm interested in switching over to electricity, but I don't even know where to begin. I mean, I have no idea about what to do first and how much it's going to cost. And you know, and then my fear is we keep hearing that the price of electricity is going to go way up, right? And then if we're stuck with everything electric, we have no choice, right? And also when the power goes out, like right now, if the power goes out, at least I have a couple of things that run on gas that are still alive. If everything's on electric and I don't have storage, I have nothing. So I guess I was looking for, and you know, we came in so late, I guess what I need is like a real beginner's guide answering kind of basic questions.
Yeah, I see. I'm happy to start off with this question, and anyone feel free to jump in as well. This bring up very good points and a lot of questions we've been getting as well for switching to all electric. I'm happy to share some of, we call them the basics guides that we put together just to get like an understanding of the basics of some certain technologies that are all electric, and it addresses some concerns and FAQs. So I'm happy to share that in the chat as well. And yeah, I'll open it up to anyone else who wants to provide additional context.
This is Becky Munson with EBCE. I apologize, I have a bit of background noise. I dropped a link in the chat to a website that's called The Switches On. It's a good place to start for basic consumer information around electrification, what appliances are available, where you can find them. It can help connect you with rebates and contractors. So it's a good place to start. It doesn't speak to your other very valid questions around pricing and resiliency and power outages, but that is also why at EBCE we've focused on launching a solar and storage program too. So hopefully those can be some helpful resources to point you in the right direction.
Yeah, I'll jump into, and I think the question was from Beth, but I would agree that the Switches On is a great place to start. And then what will kind of determine your path is what's your motivation to go more electric. If it's for, you know, health concerns, or if it's you're just really passionate about sustainability, and also what are your like restrictions. You know, cost is of course a restriction for most of us. You want to know about resiliency. Okay, maybe storage is more attainable than you think, or maybe you're a renter or a homeowner. It'll really depend on your situation, but Switches On is a good place to start. And another place to start that I think almost anybody could benefit from is energy efficiency upgrades, because those tend to be a way to save money too. And you can also let us know what city you live in, and then maybe we can turn you to a more specific site to help you too.
Oakland.
Oh, great. So you're EBCE.
And another item too, kind of regarding the price of electricity, and while I do not have any information on what that's going to be like in the future, there are a lot of communities and cities and counties and towns who are enacting REACH codes. And so these are building codes that incentivize all electric, or really ensure that the new construction and even some retrofits would be all electric. And so while this is a statewide transition, there's going to be an emphasis to keep electricity prices low, especially when the communities and cities and towns are enacting these policies that encourage and some even only allow for electric technologies. And so that doesn't really provide any additional forecasting on the electricity prices on my end, but something to keep in mind that this is also a transition that's happening in a lot of cities and towns